You pressed snooze this morning, didn't you? 7, 8, maybe even 9 hours, and you still woke up feeling like you'd been hit by a truck. Nobody told you why, so let me. Somewhere right now, a team of neuroscientists at Harvard is studying what your brain does while you sleep. And what they're finding is turning everything we thought we knew upside down. Your brain doesn't shut off when you sleep. It fires up. It runs a full maintenance cycle, cleaning itself, reorganizing your memories, recalibrating your hormones, and literally deciding which version of you shows up tomorrow morning. I've gone through peer-reviewed research from Nature, Cell, Frontiers in Neuroscience, and annual reviews to bring you what's actually going on inside your skull right now, while you're trying to fall asleep. And here's the twist. Some of what you've been told about sleep your whole life, the 8-hour rule, no naps, no screens, some of it is outdated. Some of it is flat out wrong. The moment you close your eyes, something remarkable begins. Your brain shifts from its wide-awake beta frequency. Think of it like 5G Wi-Fi running at full blast, down into a slower alpha state. Your breathing slows. Your muscles twitch once. That's called a hypnic jerk, and you're officially on the way down. This is the buffer zone. Your brain is still partially aware. You might even dream here briefly. Those random images that flash when you're almost asleep? That's called hypnagogic imagery. Your brain running its screensaver. Stage 2 is where you spend the most time, roughly 50% of your total sleep. And something incredible happens here. Your brain shoots off these little bursts of electrical activity called sleep spindles. Think of them as tiny data transfer bursts. Your brain offloading today's learning into long-term memory storage. Stage 3. Slow wave sleep. This is the big one. Your blood pressure drops. Your growth hormone surges. Your body starts physical repair. And your brain? It opens the dishwasher. Then, about 90 minutes after you fell asleep, you rocket back up. Your eyes dart behind your eyelids. Your arms and legs are paralyzed. And your brain? It's more active than when you're awake. This is REM sleep, rapid eye movement. And it's where the magic of memory, emotion, and creativity lives. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't go through these stages once. You cycle through them 4 to 5 times a night. Each cycle is roughly 90 minutes. And the composition of each cycle changes. The first half of the night is deep sleep heavy. The second half is REM heavy. So when you cut your sleep from 8 hours to 6, you're not losing 25% of your sleep. You're almost entirely deleting your REM sleep, your dream sleep, your memory consolidation sleep, your emotional regulation sleep. You're cutting off the branch you're sitting on. Here's a question for you. Your blood has the lymphatic system, a sewage network that hauls cellular waste out of your body. Your muscles, your liver, your gut, they all have this. But your brain? Your brain is sealed inside a bone box. No lymph vessels get through. So how does the most metabolically active organ in your body take out its own trash? For years, nobody knew. Then in 2012, a neuroscientist named Micah Nedergaard at the University of Rochester discovered something nobody had been looking for. The brain has its own private waste clearance network, and it only runs at night. She called it the glymphatic system. That's glia, the support cells of your brain, plus lymphatic. It's like a glia-powered lymphatic system. During deep sleep, specifically stage 3, slow wave sleep, the cells of your brain actually shrink. They pull back slightly, and that creates a gap. Channels open up around your blood vessels, and through those channels, cerebrospinal fluid, the water that cushions your brain, starts flowing. Fast. Much faster than scientists thought possible. It flows in through arteries, sweeps through brain tissue, and washes out. Beta amyloid, tau protein, the two toxic substances that build up into the plaques of Alzheimer's disease. Here's where 2025 changed the game. A randomized clinical trial, published in Nature Communications in January 2026, tested 39 real humans. It compared morning blood samples after a full night of sleep versus sleep deprivation. After normal sleep, markers of Alzheimer's proteins increased in the bloodstream. That sounds alarming, but it's actually the good news. It means the brain successfully washed those proteins out of brain tissue and into the blood, where the body can eliminate them. After the sleepless night, those clearance markers were flat. The dishwasher hadn't run. One night. That's all it takes. And here's what glymphatic clearance needs most. Slow wave, deep sleep. The stage you destroy first when you cut your hours, when you drink alcohol before bed, when your room is too warm. A 2025 paper in Cell Journal identified the exact mechanism. Norepinephrine, a stress molecule, pulses slowly during deep sleep, and those pulses pump cerebrospinal fluid through the brain in waves, like a slow, rhythmic heartbeat for your brain's plumbing system. Disrupt that rhythm, and the dishwasher breaks down. Now you know why sleep deprivation is the #1 lifestyle risk factor for Alzheimer's disease. Not smoking, not diet. Sleep. Here's what this means practically. And this one piece of information alone is worth watching this video for. If you study something and then sleep within 90 minutes, you retain dramatically more than if you stay up reviewing. A 2025 Frontiers in Sleep paper confirmed that even a single afternoon nap, 60 to 90 minutes, provides the same memory consolidation benefit as a full night. Not all the health benefits, but the memory consolidation specifically. And emotionally, while you sleep, REM processes painful memories. It separates the factual content of a bad experience from the emotional charge attached to it. This is literally what therapists try to do in sessions, and your brain does it automatically at 3 a.m. When you don't sleep enough, those emotional memories don't get processed. You wake up raw, reactive. The world feels heavier, not because it changed, but because your brain didn't get to do its maintenance. During non-REM deep sleep, your hippocampus replays the day's memories. But it's not just copying files, it's editing them, compressing them, stripping out irrelevant details, and keeping the pattern, the meaning, the gist. Then during REM sleep, something different happens. Your prefrontal cortex, the logical, analytical part of your brain, goes offline. And the limbic system, emotional, associative, takes over. This is when your brain free associates. It connects this new memory to old, seemingly unrelated memories. It looks for patterns across time. And according to researchers at Northwestern University, this is exactly how creative insight happens. That famous shower thought moment? It was set up during REM sleep the night before. The Germans have a phrase for it. Schlaf drüber. Sleep on it. They knew before science could prove it. While the glymphatic system is running the dishwasher. Your hippocampus is busy making movies. The hippocampus, think of it as your brain's short-term inbox, recorded everything you experienced today. Every face, every conversation, every equation, every emotion. It's all sitting there in temporary storage, fragile, waiting. Sleep is when your brain transfers those files from the inbox to the hard drive. Scientists call this memory consolidation, and we now understand it happens in precise, coordinated stages. Stage 2, sleep handles procedural skills, how to ride a bike, how to type. Deep sleep handles facts and episodes. And REM sleep handles something even more interesting, making creative connections between things that seem unrelated. Deep inside your brain, about the size of a grain of rice, sits a cluster of neurons called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, SCN for short. This is your master biological clock. Every cell in your body, your liver, your heart, your skin, your immune system, has its own internal 24-hour clock ticking away. But they all take their timing signal from the SCN. It's the conductor. They're the orchestra. The SCN gets its information from one primary source: light. Specifically, blue wavelength light. When light hits special cells in your retina, called intrinsically photosensitive retinal ganglion cells, they fire a signal straight to the SCN that says, it's daytime. Stay awake. When darkness falls, the SCN signals the pineal gland to release melatonin. Melatonin doesn't make you sleep. That's a myth. It's more like a sunset announcement. It tells every cell in your body. Nighttime is here. Prepare for rest. Your core body temperature starts dropping. Your blood pressure eases. Cortisol, the stress hormone, starts a long descent toward morning. All of this is a finely tuned chemical choreography that took millions of years to evolve. It works perfectly, unless you shine a blue light emitting screen directly into your eyes for 3 hours before bed. A Harvard Medical School study found that using a light-emitting tablet in the evening, yes, even at normal brightness, suppresses melatonin release and shifts your circadian clock later. You don't just fall asleep later. Your entire biological time shifts. Your cortisol pattern shifts. Your hunger hormone timing shifts. Your insulin response shifts. And here's the part that really stings. Even after you put the phone down, the effect lasts. Melatonin release is delayed by up to 90 minutes. And the next morning, even if you slept the same number of hours, your alertness is measurably lower. You didn't just lose sleep time. You degraded the quality of every minute of sleep you did get. Here's the compound problem. We have social jet lag. A 2024 German longitudinal study coined this term, the gap between when your biological clock wants you to sleep and when your work schedule forces you to sleep. Monday to Friday, your midpoint of sleep is pushed earlier than your biology wants. Weekends, you catch up. This constant back and forth isn't just annoying. Research published in 2025 found that inconsistent circadian rhythm regularity is an independent predictor of depression, metabolic disease, and cognitive decline. You are your own worst time zone. All right, now that we know what doesn't work, let's talk about what the data actually says you should do. 4 things. Backed by research published in Nature, Cell, Oxford Academic, and Leibniz University, Hanover. None of them cost money. All of them work on your biology at the mechanism level, not just surface tips. Let's go. Here is the single most powerful thing you can do for your sleep quality tonight. And it costs absolutely nothing. Set an alarm, not for when you want to sleep, for when you want to wake up. Pick a time, Keep it within 15 minutes every single day, including Saturday, including Sunday, including the day after a wedding. Here's the mechanism. Your brain's master clock, the SCN, resets itself using morning light. When you wake at the same time, it fires melatonin at the same time each evening, automatically, without you doing anything else. A 2025 longitudinal study published in Current Sleep Medicine Reports found that irregular wake times were an independent predictor. Independent, meaning regardless of everything else you do, of metabolic disease and cognitive decline. Consistency is the drug. The alarm is the dose. Most people know caffeine affects sleep, but almost nobody knows exactly how. Here is the chemistry. As you stay awake, a molecule called adenosine accumulates in your brain. Think of it as a sleep pressure gauge. The longer you're awake, the more adenosine, the sleepier you get. That's the mechanism. Caffeine doesn't give you energy. It blocks the receptor that reads the adenosine signal. It's like putting tape over the fuel gauge. The tank is still filling, but the dashboard doesn't know. Now here's the problem. Caffeine's half-life, meaning the time for half of it to leave your body, is 5 to 7 hours. For slow caffeine metabolizers, it's up to 9 hours. A 2025 randomized trial in the Sleep Journal tested exactly this. Caffeine taken 4 hours before bed consistently disrupted sleep quality. At 8 hours, variable. At 12 hours, negligible effect. The safe zone. Your last caffeine, 8 to 10 hours before you plan to sleep. If you sleep at 11 p.m., your last coffee is at 1 p.m., not 3, not 4. 1 in the afternoon, 90 minutes before you want to sleep. Here is your light protocol. Switch off overhead lighting. Use warm lamps only. Below 3000 Kelvin color temperature. If you don't have warm lamps, the cheapest fix is a single red tinted bulb. For screens, night mode. On, brightness to minimum. But, and this is the part most people miss, even with night mode, stimulating content keeps your prefrontal cortex firing. The biology has two separate problems: the light suppressing melatonin and the content activating your arousal system. You need to address both. This is why reading a physical book before sleep outperforms any screen-based alternative. It manages light exposure and cognitive arousal simultaneously. Harvard found that this single change, consistent 90-minute light reduction, reduced average sleep onset time by 14 minutes. That is 14 minutes less lying in the dark, frustrated, staring at the ceiling, every single night. Two final protocols, presented together because they both work on the same thing: your deep, slow-wave sleep. First, room temperature. Your core body temperature needs to drop by about 1 degree Celsius to initiate deep sleep. If your room is warm, that process slows down. Target temperature, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius, 64 to 68 Fahrenheit. A clever trick: take a warm shower or bath 1 to 2 hours before sleep. It sounds counterintuitive, but heat pulls blood to your skin's surface. When you get out, that heat dissipates rapidly. Your core cools faster than it would otherwise. You fall into deep sleep faster. Second, position. Remember the glymphatic system from earlier, your brain's dishwasher? The channels it uses to flush waste proteins out of your brain are physically more efficient when you sleep on your side. This was confirmed by Stony Brook University researchers. Lateral sleeping optimizes glymphatic clearance. So, cool room, side sleeping. Your brain cleans itself better. Your deep sleep runs longer. Your morning is a different quality entirely. None of this is complicated. None of this requires a $600 sleep tracker or a supplement stack. The basics: consistent schedule, cool, dark room, last caffeine before 2 p.m., and protecting your last 90 minutes before bed. These 4 things alone, if done consistently, can increase your deep sleep by 20 to 30%, according to sleep restriction therapy data. And that 20 to 30% means your brain washes itself properly. It consolidates your memories properly. It regulates your mood properly. You'll literally be smarter, calmer, and healthier, not from buying something, from stopping doing the things that break what was already working. Here's your challenge for tonight. Just one thing, not a routine overhaul, just one. Pick a wake time. Set it for tomorrow. Keep it for 7 days, including the weekend. That's it. One anchor point. Your SCN will do the rest. And before you go to sleep tonight, I want you to think about this. Every hour you're awake right now, adenosine, your sleep pressure molecule, is building up in your brain. Your body is already counting down to the moment it gets to clean itself. Don't cheat it. If you found this useful, and I'm guessing you did because you made it 20 minutes into a video about sleep, hit subscribe. Not because it feeds an algorithm, but because we're just getting started.